Hello and welcome back to Build Propulsion Lab at JCON Europe, coming to you live from Cologne, Germany. And my next guest is Miro. Hey Miro, hey Miro. It's been ages since we saw each other, but it's great to see you again. And so Miro, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me there,
My pleasure. And your talk is something that sounds very fascinating. And it is called code discipline engineering.
Yes.
What is it? What are we talking about?
Okay.
What's code discipline engineering?
You know, last GeekCon, I got inspired. No, it was not only last GeekCon, JCON. Sorry, promo to GeekCon which is right now.
Yeah, JCON is right now as well, and it's a great conference in Krakow. Yeah, we really love it. But yeah, no, JCON is what we do. You have a hint right here. Yeah.
So anyway, last year we've been talking about the developer productivity, right? In order to deliver the builds.
We always talk about deliver.
Exactly, the great
Build Propulsion Lab. This is what we do. Developer
Exactly.
productivity. Yes.
And I have written the book about the design patterns, but it turns out it's, I think, very difficult for engineers to raising the issues or even talk about probably identify anti-patterns at their work. You know, I find out that there is a kind of languages between not only the developers but also how they refer to it to the management. So, and this is why I started to drawing pyramid something and brainstorm like really thinking deep. I thought it will be pyramid about the project happiness. Yeah, when you maintain the discipline and center point of view, so you will be happy because you will be testing, you will be following some kind of innovation you have planned, you will kind of achieve the requirements provided by domain, the knowledge domain, basically the intent of the project you're building up. So, but it turns out, yeah, that this project happiness pyramid, as I call it at the beginning, it's actually the discipline engineering. Yeah. So
there is a name for it.
Yes.
It turns out there is a name for it. So what does it mean, discipline engineering?
Okay.
Why the word discipline is there, and what is the meaning?
Okay, the meaning is that basically it's coming from API, aberration. We all know like object-oriented principles, right? Encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and abstraction. So I turn it around, and I think if you would love to come with a great abstraction in a project, you need to first encapsulate your idea, right? Then you need to figure out how you can evolve, like you can interface, you can create, and then you find out, oh, I can overload some methods, right? Or some kind of functionality of the objects. And when you have all these, then it's time to go to the abstraction. And what I found out that just developers are taking it from exactly the other way around, which turns into that we are facing some challenges way more than we have to in a project because it provides some anti-patterns. And the funny thing, what the people really love on the book I created is the section like 20 pages about anti-patterns, how to identify them, how to turn them back to the patterns and so on. So I get a really positive feedback on this. So I didn't expect it, but it is what it is. So right, it's basically the anti-patterns are very described. There's a funny thing. Everyone knows it when he complains on the meetings. Everyone knows it, but basically the solutions are not coming.
So, okay, so we spoke about that we sometimes go about abstractions from a completely different direction, and this is an anti-pattern by itself.
Yes.
And there is a way to actually fix it and convert the anti-pattern to a pattern, to a good pattern. How do we do that?
Yes. So I think it's never is too late for any project, right? Because the idea, basically the business knowledge base you have on the project is kind of limited. This is why the span of the information for knowledge base is so big. This is why the pyramid and this is lies at the bottom. Yeah. there is some kind of requirement stream on the pyramid, which is slower, right? Which is really small, yeah? And this is coming from the management. And here I identified that there reside the code anti-patterns, yeah? And the way how to get rid of it, I will start brainstorming. Is there one more thing? Anti-patterns are not necessarily bad, yeah? This is because they are part of the evolution of the code. They can appear when you simply update your libraries, your jars. Yeah, then just the new library, it become obsolete a part of the code, right?
And as long as you know how to recognize it and
Exactly.
what to do with it, it's actually not such a bad thing.
Exactly, and this is what I'm trying. So I'm saying, hey, antipatterns are not bad; they are very natural. And give them a name. You're not complain. Just give them a name and address the challenge. And what you can do, what I think the IPI, and also you have a solid, right? The design principles. They are actually saying already it's iterative process. So you cannot fix the world at once, basically. Even when you identify one pattern, so wow, just fixing it, it's spread already over the code and knowledge base. So it's architectural issues, so you cannot fix it at once. So you need to go smart, iteratively.
And then if you know how to identify the anti-patterns, how to keep them isolated, and then build towards converting them one by one, then you are in a good place.
Yes, exactly. That was my talk about. I would love to share it, and I hope it helped to developers. Plus, actually, we experiencing the tremendous development of the Java platform itself. It's not. I'm not sure. Read when I was trying here to JCON. So I read some articles that it's a eight releases before becoming a Scala. Well, I'm not.
Well,
Oh, come on! Like I had some InfoQ make the trends research, yeah, about, and it's turning into that right now is a time when company realizes that the data driven design is actually value for them, and functional principles are very helpful to enforce this data.
oh, for sure, for sure.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think the Java is not too late with the features they are coming there because the business was not ready for it.
That makes sense. I mean, we have all those features that were in other languages many years ago, but if the industry couldn't take advantage of them, then maybe it wasn't as useful as we thought it is. But now, when the industry kind of evolved, maybe it's the right time to introduce them. Miro, thank you very much. It was very, very interesting. If you want to learn more about code discipline engineering, watch Miro's talk. That was only this morning at JCON. And where else can we learn more?
I mean, you can go to check my book.
Definitely do that.
The book,
Definitely do that.
It's called Practical Design Patterns for Java Developers. And it's written in a way that also the managers can read it. And as I said, the issue I identified or challenge I identified is over the meetings is that both sides are missing the words that can refer to and address the issue.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
communication.
that terminology and having common vocabulary is critical. It's
Yes.
critical. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No one gets emotional, right?
Yep, that's also true. Miro, thank you very much.
My
You
pleasure.
all keep watching for more interviews at Build Propulsion Lab at JCON Europe. I'll coming you live from Cologne. More interviews today and tomorrow. Stay tuned. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Baruch.